Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for joining me. So as you can see by title, I'm injured. Not ideal. I'm 4 weeks into injury at the minute. Been told to be off sidelines for 8 weeks. Hang on, if you can hear some puffing and panting, I'm out with dog. Let me introduce my dog. Come here, Jess, who's this? This is Jessie. Frenchie. Look at that. Hey, she's not bothered. She don't want fame and glory. Anyway, we'll go this way. So yeah, injured. Suspected stress fracture. So, not conclusive and not ideal. To be fair, a bit of a waste of time going to see doctors about it. And that's, I'm not being disrespectful towards doctors. It's hard for them to diagnose, or it's hard for them to even do anything about it because just limited resources as well. So I've a bit of a backstory. So I did a 10-mile forest run, a lot of rough terrain, a lot of it's uphill, a lot of it's downhill. Obviously a lot of it's downhill, a lot of it's uphill. Whatever goes up's got to come down. And I was a little bit worn out before I'd done this. I'd had shin splints quite a few times and I just sort of trained through them and had a few easy sessions to get through it. So I think it's sort of came from that. Sorry if that's a bit of noise walking past some warehouses. Yeah, so I was a little bit worn out, a few shin splints and stuff like that. I've been building mileage all year, I'm building speed. I think I made a few mistakes building too much mileage and building too much speed, sometimes at the same time, not really having any down weeks. And it's still a bit of a learning curve for me. I mean, I'm into my 7th year running, but probably this intensity that I've been going, I've probably been at that for about 18 months. So learning a lot of lessons on way. Thought I'd come out, have a bit of a walk with dog, do a few of me, coming round a few of me training spots that I like to come to. I've even put my trail shoes on just to make me feel a bit better, really, about lacing up some running trainers. So I'm on, this is where I come and do one of my trails, where I first started video. That's where I do my sprint work. It's just like a long straight mile, lovely flat tarmac, so it's nice to come out and see these routes that I've not been on for a while. So 4 weeks on sidelines, done about 3 test runs within that time just to test how it's been going. But I've known since about end of week 1, when it had not got any better, that it's, you know, it's not good. So yeah, I'd done this. Sorry, I've gone a bit off track then, gone a bit off piste. Try and get back on piste. Yeah, so I've done this trail run, mountain run, forest run, and on downhill sections. I think this is what's done it as well. After speaking to a few people, a couple of people on Strava as well had mentioned it. I was sort of braking on downhill sections and they were quite steep and I should have just carried pace. So I'd gone into it with niggles anyway, shin splints, a few knee pains, no too major, but accompanied with high mileage and high speed workouts that I've been doing and braking on these sort of downhill sections, it's just ended up giving me a stress fracture. Not ideal. So after race, I didn't feel too bad after it. By the time I'd got out next day, there were a lot of pain in my knee and I just thought, oh, it was shin splints, bit of overuse. So I took it easy for a few days. Went out to do a run. Worst mistake I'd made, it were killing, so I knew then it was something a bit more serious. I didn't really think it was going to be a stress fracture out then. I just thought, oh, it's going to be, you know, a bit of a niggle. Yeah, then fast forward another 2 weeks from there, I think I'd done another 1 run. Or, oh, Joe, that's shit. I'd done another 1 or 2 runs and they just didn't feel great at all. And I was getting pain even as I was walking, so, you know, not good at all. Fast forward to about last week, I did that. If you look at my last video, how fast can I do a 5k using zone 2? That weren't too bad. So having another week in there weren't too bad at all. Just going through woods now. Look at this, I love running through here. Look at it. Only a small bit of woodland this, but yeah, I see wild foxes and all sorts in here. Yeah, it felt a bit better. So that was telling me I need more rest and I can get away with a light run. But ultimately I can't just keep doing 1 or 2 zone 2 run a week. You know, I need to get back after it. So I went to see a doctor, sort of told them a bit about it. They didn't They knew what they were talking about, but they're not, you know, they're not massively up on sport. They're there to look after ill and sick people, really. They need a proper sports doctor, really, I think. But I just wanted to see what they'd say. Don't want to x-ray it. Won't come up on an x-ray, apparently, a stress fracture, which I didn't know. You'd need an MRI, and they're never going to send me for an MRI in a million years. Some, you know, even waiting list for an MRI is long, and they only want to send you for an MRI if you're genuine illness. This is a sports injury, so I'd have to pay and go private, which I could do, but I don't really want to do it, to be fair. You know, they're going to tell me something I already know. And even if they want to do it on NHS MRI scan, wait list for that would be months and months. He's told me for a stress fracture at least 8 weeks on sideline. I've already done 4 with a few light jogs in between, and it's getting better. I can feel it's getting better. So by the time I'd waited it out, you know, I'd get my appointment anyway. So that's not going to do me any good. Rolled an ankle walking, Jesus. So yeah, we're going to say it's a stress fracture. That's what he most likely thought it'd be as well, based on symptoms and info that I'd given him. So if we stick to that, if it's not that, great, but if it is that, we'll follow pattern of recovery, what we need to be doing for a stress fracture, which is no impact, no running. Got to do a box test and a hop test. So basically hop on one leg or jump on and off of a box, see if there's any pain every day or every other day, and you can keep assessing it like that. I did mention do it one run a week, and they didn't really know whether that were a good idea or a bad idea. But for me, I am going to do 1 run a week, 1 5k a week. I will abort it if I need to, but I'll just keep it in zone 2 until I can feel absolutely no pain during and after. Go on, Jess, up here, look. And then we'll slowly start increasing either pace or mileage until we feel absolutely nothing. So yeah, stress fracture. If you've had one, let me know how long it took. What did you do? It's all new to me, this. I just want to get better and get back after it again. Get it healed properly. There's 2 sort of paths you can go with this. So, I mean, I can train, I can run if I want to, so I'll talk about it in a minute, but I just want to make it right. So 4 weeks in, I'm going a bit mad, if I'm honest. Not being able to run. I know it's not end of the world and people say, oh yeah, you're not being able to run, but it's for running, it's a big outlet for some people. It's you know, and there's other stuff that I can do. I can go swimming or walking, weightlifting, weight training, yoga. And the thing is, I'm not massively passionate about them. I'm passionate about looking after myself and going running, but I'm not massively passionate about swimming or weightlifting and, you know, walking and going out with kids on the bikes, taking dog out. I like doing that. I do that anyway, but I need to fill that void of running. So I've been doing more weight sessions. I do weights anyway, 1 or 2 times a week. Bit of yoga, bit of target there. Look at that. That means people are obviously over there shooting. If I get took out in a minute, might be in somebody's sights. Normally I'd run down this, be an harder time shooting, but I'm walking. I have to jump on floor in a minute. Anyway, yeah, so it's finding, you know, when running's your passion, it's pretty hard to replace it with something that you're not bothered about. But I want to keep my fitness up, so I need to make sure I'm, you know, lifting weights, or might get me sent down to the gym a bit more, doing a bit of cross training and on stepper, you know, low impact sort of stuff. But for a minute, I'm just going to make sure I'm sort of boxing off a good 20,000 steps a day, taking dog out, weightlifting, have a steady run around with kids and whatever. That's all you can do. But you know, I'm looking at all my running trainers at home and looking at the medals and thinking, I want to be out racing, I want to be out training and running, and it's hard. I'm supposed to do it. I've got an half marathon coming up in September, Humber Bridge half marathon, and Yorkshire marathon in October I wanted to do, and I don't really want to rock up without any training for them, but it might have to be case. And I don't want to do them just as a steady jog round. I want to proper go for it, but it is what it is. I'd rather be fit and healthy and make sure I get it repaired and looked after properly than, you know, not. So when I spoke about there's 2 sort of paths you can go with this, we can So I'm at week 4 now. I feel all right walking. There's zero pain when walking about like that. I can do op test and I can feel a slight bit of pain. Sorry about wind. So I could channel me in a David Goggins and just hammer it still. You know, you could, but it's just going to get worse. And that's how people end up. You end up knackered for a long period of time, then doing serious damage, hurting yourself. And it's not good. And yeah, I'd be able to train for the next couple of months or something like that, but it's never going to get better. So it's having that discipline, I think, to not train, to preoccupy your mind and do other stuff. There's lots of other stuff that you can do. And then when you get your fitness back and the green light where you can put the hammer down, turn it up, you'll be buzzing. And training through it, in my opinion, it's not going to be the best thing. Sorry about this wind, that is dreadful. Dreadful. So yeah, I don't want to be pushing through it, and he's never going to heal. And having a week off here and there, in between all pain and training through it, it's just not going to work. So if I need to have 8 weeks, that's what I need to do. But I'm interested in hearing from other people who've had a stress fracture or suspected stress fracture, what they've done, and you know, how did they cope, what did they do, and how long did it take. But yeah, we're gonna play the waiting game. We're gonna wait it out. Plenty of walking, plenty of weight training. Probably need to adjust my diet a little bit, which I've not done. So I'm running 40, 50, 60k a week, so I've had to cut my carbs down a little bit, because initially I didn't. I was making sure I were eating a few extra carbs with my meals when I knew I'd have an half marathon or a 10k sort of training run to do. Just take that little bit of extra carbs, and so it's just a case of, you know, because I've been running for 7 years without any big time off. I've had to change my diet a little bit as well, because I just don't need them extra carbs. And if you're taking them extra carbs on and you're not running, it's going to turn into fat. The last thing we want is putting extra pounds on as a runner. Not fat shaming anybody. I'm not saying you can't run if you're overweight or anything like that. Just me personally, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. You know, getting them times down even further and carrying extra cargo, it's not going to help me with that. So yeah, a little bit frustrating. Not sort of video I wanted to make. Didn't really want to make an injury video. Never really been injured. I've had niggles, a few knee pains and bits and bobs and stuff like that. Started running in my 30s, and then now I'm 40. So the one thing I have learned about being 40 and getting older, this injury is not, you know, this injury is from overuse, not taking enough rest days, or not being careful in what I'm doing. You know, so my form obviously weren't great when I'm running down that hill, if that's what's done it. Let's go and have a look at Motorway Bridge here. We're not going to jump off, don't worry. So I think it's a combination of getting a little bit older, not looking after myself in terms of rest days, recovery days. I've gone a little bit too hard on myself. My mentality was to keep going and pushing all the time, which is good if you've got that mentality, but it's important to listen to your body and have rest days and don't train through as much. And then yeah, my form running downhill, you know, on these downhill races where surface is all bobbly, and you know, make sure you've got the correct running form. I think me braking on there, somebody had said to me, has had a bit of an impact, as well as being sort of run down and yeah, just doing too much speed, too much mileage, form not being 100%, and just pushing it too far. That's what's done it. And when you get, you know, 40 and over, you'll pick up an injury a little bit quicker and you'll heal a bit slower. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute you're over and done with at 40, because you know I'm going to run until my last breath if I can. You know, I know people running 60s and 70s and they're fine. You just have to adapt a little bit. Things change. Like if you look at football, it's a good example. Oh, let's have a look. Be a bit noisy over here. Let's have a look at some views of Yorkshire. There we you go. So yeah, if you look at football, for example, look at Ronaldo, brilliant football player, and he's playing still at 39 at a massively high level. But if you look at when he first started playing football at 18 to player he is now, he plays a completely different role. And that's because he's adapted. There's no way at 39 he could play the same role and do the same things to that level as what when he was 18. And because he wants to remain at top level, he's had to adjust stuff. And I think that's what I need to do with running. There's no way I can, you know, if I've got the mentality of a 22-year-old wanting to push, build mileage, do speed, do everything, my body won't be able to keep up with the mind that I've got in my head. I believe that I can do it. Just as I'm walking downhill a little bit faster here, I can feel the pain slightly. That's interesting. This is quite a bit of a steep downhill bit here, and I can feel the pain slightly. So what my mate said about running downhill fast, and as I'm trying to brake now, trying to slow myself down running downhill, I can feel the pain, and that is what's done it, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, a long old race, that 16 kilometres, a lot of downhill bits. Anyway, forgot what I was saying. That's the other thing about being 40 as well. That's a joke. But yeah, you know, if you've got the mentality of a, you know, I don't feel 40. If you've got the mentality of a 22-year-old, I can do this, I can do that. It's just self-belief and being ambitious, and, you know, I'm determined to knock some barriers down and keep running and keep grinding it out. I believe my fastest times are still well in front of me, even at, you know, 40 and 50, whatever, I believe. But your body's still 40. You need to remember that. Your body won't, your mind might be 20, but your body's 40, so you need to remember that. I don't mean put restrictions on yourself, but now I know sort of where my limits are, and I'm not afraid to push them. You know, we can still push the limits, but throw in a rest day every so often when my body needs it, sauna, whatever I need. You know, and my muscles and my legs need downtime. You need recovery. Even if I feel great after 4 solid weeks, I don't mean every single day, but if I've done 50, 60k, some speed work, and, you know, done a bit of everything, done a bit of a mixed bag for 4 weeks, and I still feel good, I need to start thinking, actually, maybe just have a couple of rest days, just to, you know, it's not going to hurt. It's going to do a bit of good. Do weights. Do some other bits, because I don't want to be, you know, I'd rather have the 2 days off than have 8 weeks on sideline. You don't know how far you are away from getting a stress fracture or shin splints or out like that. We sort of only know it's happened when we've got it, so them rest days are important. Make sure you're having them rest days. So, trying to remain positive. I'm halfway through it. We're at the halfway point. I'm looking forward to my 1 weekly run. It's a bit like my methadone, or methadone, whatever it is. It's just looking forward to that 1 5k a week at minute, but no pace to it at minute. Next one's just going to be nice and easy. There were no pain during the last one, but there were pain the day after. And I had a bit of pain running downhill then, just braking, so I don't know, maybe I don't need the 5k this week. Don't need a leg tester, I know it's still there. But yeah, so not video I really wanted to make, but we're going to be positive, going to do some stuff, minimum of 20,000 steps every day. Trying to get it 4 weight sessions a week. Yeah, it's all we can do at minute. But I'll be, and then after the 8 week, we can't just dive straight into it. It's going to be nice, easy sessions, build it mileage again. Then we'll start to build some speed. I think the key here is just don't lose it. Try your best not to lose your fitness. I think you're ultimately going to lose a bit of your fitness and your bit of your speed, but you need to keep yourself busy in terms of keep yourself in gym, low impact stuff, swimming, walking, weights, and you'll retain some of your fitness. So, thanks very much for coming along. I do appreciate it. And if you're going through the same sort of injury or any other injury, let me know. Again, get on Strava. Honestly, I've met loads of decent people on Strava. Tips, tricks, sharing all sorts of stuff. And it's really good. If you're not on there, get on there. I'm on Strava as well. Follow me on there. We're on Insta. Like it, subscribe it. We will get back to some more. Sorry, Jess, you booted me dog. She's alright, she loves it. Mad for it. Loves a good kick every so often. Again, that's a joke. Don't report me. Don't kick me dog. I love me dog. Might edit that out actually. Could get me in bother. I tripped over it. Yeah, we will get back to some more running videos soon and some more training videos. Obviously can't do too much at the minute. Got a little challenge coming up I think for the next video. We'll throw that in there. I will be dropping some different types of content soon as well. If you've noticed, I've changed name. Oh, some wild blackberries. Should we have one? Should we have one? Hang on a second, because I was fasting today. I'm going to break me fast at about 4:30, but do you know what? We'll break it with a little... I don't know, have they sprayed? Have they? Do you know what? I won't. Someone will have pissed on them knowing my luck. I'll end up ill for a week. But yeah, doing a bit of fasting today as well. I'll come back to that in another story. I do it every so often, just to cleanse the body and all that. But yeah, I will be throwing some different type of content out there. Still loads of running stuff, loads of training stuff, getting to races, but that's why I changed it. Obviously channel name before Journey of the Amateur Runner, now we've got it as Journey Elite. I think we're going to stick with Journey Elite just to show you some different sort of stuff. When I go on holiday, we might throw a few holiday vlogs out there with different water parks, or I don't know, theme park for day. We might throw some other stuff in there, some travelling ones, whatever. Try and keep it interesting, but there'll still ultimately always be running stuff and training stuff. I don't make these videos for the sake of it. I'm training, I'm running anyway. I'm basically just taking the camera along with me. So these videos are not, I'm not making them up. I'm training and running anyway, so there'll always be them videos. But I just thought it might be good to do some other ones, some sort of lifestyle ones or some challenges. Try and get it a bit funny if we can. Yeah, like holidays, just whatever, different stuff. We'll throw them out there. If you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. Not much I can do. But yeah, thanks very much for coming along. I hope you're all fit and well. Look after yourself still. Remember, don't miss your training, don't miss your workout. Lace up and empty tank. I'll see you next time.